Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to another Playback Thursdays. For today's look back, K-Wife joins me with the sequel to one of her favorite Wii games, MySims with MySims Kingdom. This review aired on November 7th of 2008 on GotGame.com. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoy this very old review. Hey gamers, it's K-Wing here, the one and only. Now you're reviewing with power. This time around, I'm joined by the missus, K-Wife. Say hello to all the good people.
Hi, how is everyone? MySims Kingdom is drastically different from the last game.
Indeed, but we'll go more into detail about that soon enough. This is the long-awaited of MySims Kingdom for GotGame.com. And this is review number 86. As with Legacy of Darkness, we will no longer be saying what segment you're watching. I assume most of you can read, so it's time for us to start this review. Once upon a time, there was a great kingdom that covered the entire world. This kingdom was made of lots of different islands and all kinds of Sims. All the Sims were ruled by a kind and wise king, King Roland. To help protect his kingdom, the king asked the wizard to create special magic scepters. The king then gave the wands to the most loyal and brave Sims in the entire kingdom. With their magic scepters in hand, the order could do many wondrous things. They used their power for the good of the kingdom and made the Sims feel happy. However, the order has since collapsed and the kingdom has fallen into disarray and ruin. Much of King Roland's kingdom is not quite what it used to be. However, this is all about to change, as the player shall answer the call the people desperately need. Just like with every other Sim game, first you have to create your own Sim. Make him or her the way that you want to.
Although you are limited this time around.
Yeah, you are. In the last game, there was way more customization with the hair, eyes, and clothes. Heck, I even made myself look like a young Mr. Rogers at the beginning of the last game, and then somehow turned him into a deranged mob boss. Anyway, but since this game is supposed to take place in a kingdom, your look is supposed to feel very dated.
Hey, your Sim looks like a Johnny Depp pirate. I never noticed that before.
Anyway, after putting your Sim together, select the type of voice for your Sim. Since Sims didn't have phones back then, they must communicate by reading aloud in public on a scroll.
So it's like your Sim is talking to himself?
Yes. I mean, no! You can also edit this later, but you can't rename your Sim at all. With this, a movie will play and the game really begins.
Well, it sure doesn't end.
Oh, I don't get that.
What's with a close-up of Buddy just then? I mean, he is cute and a nice character, but talk about a random opening. Hey, Buddy!
After the Buddy intro, you meet your Sim and discover that you're nothing more than a mere lowly, lower-class pig farmer.
So this game is more of a rags to riches type of story then?
I suppose it is. Anyway, once completing some minor task, your Sim enters a contest that is being held by the good King Roland, and if you win, you'll become the new Wandelier for the kingdom.
Still, second place wins you a toaster in your face!
Wow, that was random.
Your task is to fix and create new stuff for the kingdom, although it's not as much fun as you may think. MySims Kingdom appears to be much larger than the last game, but it's only because it has a lot of different islands.
So it's time to set sail for fun and repair the kingdom one island at a time. This game is more of a kiddie adventure game, more along the lines of Animal Crossing on a boat, than a Sims game. Still, players do have to perform tasks for other Sims, like MySims. This time, however, the task can either be kindergarten-friendly or more confusing than the DMV.
Yikes, that is hard. DMV, scary. MySims Kingdom missions are so much more boring than the last game, too.
Agreed. The controls haven't really changed much from last year's MySims game.
Which is a good thing.
You're still going to need to point at the screen using your Wiimote, and most actions are still done either by shaking the Wiimote or pressing the A button.
Pulling and shaking objects is the same with the last game. Players still have full control over the camera with the command cross too. New to this game is the ability to jump by pressing Z.
Looks more like skipping to me. Building is still the same, except this time you have full control over the camera and you can have your sim more involved with the building process as opposed to before. So that's an added improvement over the last game. Gameplay-wise, this game is very responsive and at times can be a lot of fun, although you are limited to what you can create. Other than that, this game's controls and gameplay are fantastic. So EA, you did a good job in my opinion, at least on the feel of this game.
Remember how MySims was all about the creative design of the player?
Don't you mean the creative design of K-Wife? My buildings look like a 4-year-old made them. How come we didn't do a retrospective of any of my buildings?
Let's move on, shall we?
Talk about hitting a guy when he's down.
Quit moping around, Mr. Stormcloud.
MySims Kingdom does have some great level design for those of you creatively challenged.
First on the list is the Forest of the Alps. We picked this because of...
Mainly Lord of the Rings and Zelda.
Really? Is that all?
No, the detail on this stage is great, plus you like unicorns. Next is Rocket Wreath. Remember the arcade guy and mad scientist Sims? Well, they've tricked out this island with all kinds of bizarre stuff.
I liked how the little lights in the pathways gave this level a futuristic feel to it.
Last and best of all is Spokane.
You really like this stage, don't you?
Oh yeah, it has the most detail and design out of any other island. Plus, it's the biggest, and biggest is always the best.
Okay, well, I do like the fog and the creepy atmosphere of this world. The zombie swamp was cute, too.
What? How can a swamp be cute?
Everything in this game is cute. It has to appeal to us girl gamers, you know.
Says who?
How many girls watched your MySims review on YouTube?
49%?
See?
I don't think that really proves anything.
Yes, it does.
The music is a lot more rocky and techno, unlike the last MySims game, which was more laid back and jazzy like most Sims games usually are.
I do have to say that the music is okay, but all the Sims voices are so annoying. Gabadoo, Nazi, Argib. How long can you listen to that?
Sorry, I have no witty comeback in regards to that. Since all this stuff is about fairy tales, the sound effects has more nature feel to it, and the music fits to that style. But there are a lot of modern influences in this game's sound and music. MySims released September 18th last year with mixed reaction among Sims fans, myself included. While the cutesy anime characters were drastically different than the previous Sim games, gamers just didn't embrace the franchise, at least not yet. MySims was all about letting the player create their own town how they saw fit. You invited Sims to live in your town, built them houses, and performed numerous tasks to keep them happy.
Players could also change every Sim's appearance, house, and stuff, and kick out and invite new Sims. That was fun! MySims was lacking online play, but don't worry, the PC version has online play.
MySims Kingdom hit retail on October 28th, and it's not really considered a sequel. This game is very different. From watching the intro to the game, you would think that you can create stuff and be free to do whatever you want.
But that's not true. Unlike the last game, you no longer have freedom to roam around, and you have to make everything the way the game tells you. So basically, the only thing that has changed is the game is easier to build and control. Plus, you don't have to worry about building furniture either. It's all made for you. MySims Party is the next game. I hope it's like the first game.
Since creation is not really required, players can easily be lazy and still pass your missions.
Oh, this is so stupid. I cannot believe they let you get away with this.
Anyway, this trick is really easy and can be repeated anytime during the game. See in the top right corner where they give you a list of requirements to pass? All you have to do is build that certain amount of essences, and that's it. Just keep piling them on top of one another, and presto, mission done. Works every time. After beating the mission, run back to talk to the Sims and get your prize. Then head back to the area you just were and erase whatever you want. After doing such a crappy job, they will say stuff like, "Wow, I can't believe how great a job you did," or "My place looks terrific."
You can't help but laugh and be like, have you seen this Leaning Tower of Hard Stools? Since you're not graded on creativity, there is no point to building grand houses anymore. How sad. In this game, just about everything takes place outdoors, so you can only go in a few houses.
Two characters basically tell you what to do the whole game. They just stand around like a lazy teenage supervisor while you do all the work. That annoyed me. They always seem to credit all your work as a team effort, and Lindsay acts like your boss that you have to report to all the time, and she does nothing but watch you do hard labor.
At least she doesn't take credit for stuff like Buddy does.
True. This game is all about exploration. Hop in your boat and travel the kingdom. With the jump ability, you can now frolic through the meadows just like Heidi.
Yay! Interacting with characters is much more fun than the last game. When completing a certain number of tasks, you get rewards. Yay! Presents!
Non-playable characters now have crushes, which can be very humorous to watch too. The transition from night to day has finally been fixed. No more skipping, and that's a big improvement, ladies and gentlemen. Although there is hardly ever any loading screen, so great job, EA. MySims Kingdom is more centered around humor than the last MySims game, which I loved. Especially here with the awkward humor of the actor looking for a green dress and the other Sims feeling so out of place that they comment on it every single second. Now that is funny stuff.
Your Sim also has a lot of costumes you can collect throughout the game. Still, your Sim doesn't really have the freedom to do whatever and just have fun. Plus, characters will always be unhappy with your work, no matter how awesome it is.
So we say a 5 out of 10 to the latest MySims. Well, that does it for us. God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and stay glued to gotgame.com for more reviews.